In this video, I want to talk about one of my absolute favorite techniques, especially over the last year, something that I have picked up and just fallen in love with. And the best thing about it, not a lot of anglers are fishing this yet, and it is the cover scat. You know, this is a bait that came on the market a number of years ago, and again, kind of like the baits that we talked about yesterday, we talked about a spy bait. The Japanese really started fishing this bait a lot first, and it took a while to get over to the States. And this is a technique that a lot of guys know about, but they simply are not fishing it yet. And so in this video, we're going to talk about a little bit about some of my favorite places to fish this bait, how I like to fish it, and of course, the gear that I like to fish it on. Now, before we get into it, this video is brought to you by Fishing Apparel. And right now for the month of June, for about another week here, I am running a sale over on the website. And it's kind of a BOGO deal. You can actually, if you buy a USA made sun shirt, you actually get a free rod glove. And if you guys look back there, you can see I'm actually getting kind of low on my rod gloves. But anyways, in order to take advantage of this, all you gotta do, add the sun shirt that you want to cart, add the rod glove that you want to cart, and you will see that automatic discount at checkout. I have bait cast rod gloves, I have spinning rod gloves, I have extra long bait cast rod gloves, and right now it can be free with the purchase of a USA made sun shirt. So I'm gonna leave some links down below in the description for Finn Fishing. All right, I gotta talk about this thing. And actually, I have talked about it a little bit before, but this bait has really become one of my favorite baits, and it's almost one that I don't want to talk about because I don't want a lot of fish to be seeing this besides the fish that I show it to. Because this thing really is that good at times. And it's the thing that I really like about a cover scat and the baits that are similar to this, because there's a few out there on the market, is that it is really a power finesse technique. And the reason that it's a power finesse technique is that when no other baits are working, this is a bait that works, but you throw it on big gear. Like you throw it on big gear. And actually, let's talk quickly about the gear before I talk about some of my favorite places where to fish this thing and how to fish it. When it comes to the gear, it's very simple. I like a high-speed reel. This is an 8.1-to-1 gear ratio reel. This is the ARC Gravity 7. To me, this is the best reel on the market, period. I really like the Gravity 5, but the Gravity 7 is just a little bit better. It is pricier. I think it's a $229 reel. But again, guys, you can get 10% off anything over at ARC if you use the coupon code BFHQ. So always remember that. Use that coupon code, click on those links down below, get 10% off. That's a great reel to use. When it comes to the rod, this rod I use for so many different techniques, and it's perfect with the cover scat. This is the ARC Tharp Series offshore special rod. I use this rod with Texas rig worms, like big worms offshore. I use it with small spoons. I use it with hair jigs, like if I'm using a big hair jig offshore. I use it with a cover scat, obviously. I use it with jigs, like football jigs. I use it for everything when it comes to really offshore fishing. I use it with wobble heads. Like this is a super good all-around rod. It's a 7-foot 6-inch rod, and so you can cast a country mile. And it is just a freaking awesome rod. I really like this offshore special, and I've been using it a lot. Now, when it comes to pound test, I have messed with this a lot, and I really like between 15 and 17 pound tests, which is actually, again, pretty heavy line. That is the best thing about this technique. It is a finesse way, it's a finessier way of fishing, but you're using power. Like you're using a big rod, big line, fast reel. Like that's what I love about this technique. It gets a ton of bites, but you get to catch them on a bait caster, which I just absolutely love. And then the hook. This is actually something that, my goodness, I went through some trial and error with this hook, and I should probably purchase some of these hooks. Actually, I'm gonna do that before I get off. Before I post this, I'm gonna purchase some of these hooks because at times they can be a little bit hard to find. But this is the Owner Haymaker hook. This is a 5/0 hook. I primarily use the 3.5-inch size cover scat. The Haymaker 5/0 with the 3.5-inch is a perfect match. This hook is like an EWG, but you can see it like is a weird shaped EWG, where that hook really kind of stands up. This is the hook for the cover scat. Like, it fits in there almost perfectly, and you literally hook every single one of them, and once you hook them, they are not coming off. I went through a number of different hooks before finding that hook, and I have not changed since that bait. So very easy to rig up this bait. I mean, you're literally just rigging it on there, Texas style, Texposed, weightless. And so let's talk a little bit about the way that you fish this technique. It is as simple as it gets when it comes to fishing this technique. I'm gonna cast this bait out, I'm gonna drag it across the bottom. Like, I don't do much besides that. Literally cast the bait out, let it fall. Once it hits the bottom, it's a extremely slow drag. Now, I will say the hardest part of this technique is that it requires a lot of patience, because this bait it's a heavy plastic, so it gets to the bottom faster than you would think. But again, it's still a weightless presentation. And if you're fishing it in 12, 15 foot of water, like, you just have to fish it really slow to keep that bait on the bottom. So one cast may take a few minutes. Like one single cast may take several minutes, which is hard for a guy like me, but I'm telling you what, you cannot deny the results that this thing gets. Like, I have caught so many fish on this bait, largemouth, smallmouth. I haven't caught any spotted bass on it yet, but that's because I haven't fished it in a spotted bass fishery. But I guarantee spots would absolutely eat this thing up. And you can fish it absolutely anywhere. You can fish it in grass, you can fish it in wood, you can fish it across rock bottoms. Pretty much anywhere you would fish a Texas rigged worm, you can fish this. Also, I know a guy who happens to be a professional angler who's been using this a lot without really saying it, and he loves to skip it underneath docks. That is one of the best things about this technique, is it skips so well. Like, it's a literal turd, and you can skip it right up underneath of a dock. And he's been able to go behind guys who are fishing baits like wacky rigs and catch them behind them with the wacky rig, because I think probably about 90% of guys that fish docks probably have a wacky rig Cinco rigged up, and it's always going to get some bites, but those fish have seen a lot of wacky rigs. So you showed them a bait like the cover scat, which is just different in general. And the nice thing is, most guys fish a wacky rig on a spinning rod, 10-pound test. You get to come in behind that guy with a big gear and catch more fish with the big gear. You want to talk about making that guy's head spin, that will do it. But I fish this thing everywhere. Again, anywhere you would fish a standard Texas rig, you can pick up this bait. And it's just so good. But again, it's kind of a power finesse technique. Like, when the fish stop biting everything else, this is what I pick up. It's a little bit difficult to fish, but my goodness, it gets a lot of bites. And I'm telling you, big fish love the cover scat. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out the fin fishing gear. Don't forget to check out all the links that I have down below in the description. I will see you guys tomorrow.